Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Anshul, and in today's chapter we will be covering Anatomy of Ear Part 2, Middle Ear. And if you haven't watched the Part 1, that is External Ear, I highly recommend go and watch that first, because today's topic is built on those concepts. And without wasting any time further, let's dive into it.
Okay, so today we are going to do the Dhingra chapter. Dhingra chapter 1, same part, continuation. Now we are going to do middle ear. I hope external ear might be clear. Now we are going to do the middle ear, same ear. So what is middle ear? Basically, if you see, this is the middle ear cavity. You see this diagram again. This was the external ear up till here. From here you will start the middle ear. This is the middle ear, this part. So middle ear consists of what? It consists of, if you see this diagram, let me see. This is the mastoid ear cells. This is known as mastoid ear cells. This is the antrum. This is the antrum, and this is the adytus. This is the attic. This is the middle ear. This is the eustachian. So this is basically the middle ear is made up of. Okay. So middle ear is also known as what? Middle ear is also known as the middle ear cleft. So middle ear cleft, same thing. Okay. So what does it consist of? It consists of these things. It consists of a tympanic cavity, that is the middle ear. Then the eustachian tube. Then we have adytus ad antrum. Then we have mastoid antrum. Then mastoid ear cells. So this is the thing. This is the antrum. Adytus means it is adding, so that's why you can play it. Adytus, it is adding to the your antrum and attic. That is the thing you should remember like this. Okay, fine, fair enough. This is the contents of the ear, and it is air filled in this mucosa line. Okay, we have some divisions of the middle ear. What are the divisions of the middle ear? Let's see here. The divisions of the middle ear, if you see somewhere, yeah, here. This part. This is the division of the middle ear: epitympanum, mesotympanum, and hypotympanum. Epitympanum, it is just above the pars tensa. You can see this is the pars tensa. It is above the pars tensa. And mesotympanum, it is just opposite to the pars tensa. Hypotympanum, it is just below the pars tensa. Fair enough? Yes. So you've done the divisions of pars. One more division is this. This is protympanum. Protympanum, it is around the tympanic orifice of the eustachian tube. Protympanum. Now let's do this part. Middle ear six-sided box. This is important. So if we see this diagram here, it is like a cube. Okay, you have six faces. So if you see the if you see the roof part. The roof part contains what? Tegmen tympani. Tegmen tympani, it is present in the roof part. It is basically above this will what we found in the middle kidney fossa. So the tegmen tympani, it is a bone that is separating it. First thing, roof, tegmen tympani. Then we go to the anterior wall. In the anterior wall, what you are finding? In the anterior wall, we are finding the upper opening known as tensor tympani muscle on the upper opening. Just lower it, we are finding what? Pharyngotympanic tube, or you can say eustachian tube you are going to find. These two things are finding. Third thing that you are finding here is known as internal carotid artery, just below it. Three things you are seeing here: tensor tympani muscle on the upper opening, and the lower opening you are finding the pharyngotympanic tube, also known as eustachian tube. Then just below it you are finding the internal carotid artery. Fair enough? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Anterior wall is done. Now let's go to the posterior wall. In the posterior wall you are finding a pyramidal eminence. Okay, and you're also finding this adytus to mastoid antrum. Adytus, I told you again, what is adytus to mastoid antrum? This is the adytus that is connecting the attic to the antrum. So you're finding this also here. Then you're finding one more thing that is known as your facial recess. You're also finding the facial recess. Now where is facial recess? Let me show you the diagram there. Facial recess, if you see this thing, This is the chordae tympani. This is the facial nerve. This is the pyramid, and in between them we have a facial recess. So facial recess. This is the facial recess. Okay, facial recess is present here. So on the posterior wall, we will also find the facial recess. Now let's talk about the medial wall. This wall that is we're going to focus on. The medial wall, it is basically what you can see here. It is in the medial wall you're finding promontory. You're finding what? Promontory. You're finding an oval window also here, and above and below it you're finding a round window also, right? Okay, you're finding these things. One more thing you're finding is known as facial nerve canal. This is the facial nerve canal also, and just above it you're finding what? You're finding a prominence of the lateral semicircular canal. Horizontal you can say, but you can say lateral semicircular canal is also present here, just above your facial nerve canal. So these are the three things that you're finding. Fair enough. Now let's go to the floor. Floor, you can see this is the internal jugular vein. So you are finding a jugular bulb here. You're finding a jugular bulb here. Clear. Now let's go to the lateral wall. The lateral wall you won't be able to see here, but it is basically what? Tympanic membrane and your scrotum, the outer atic wall. That is the thing. So these are the things you should know about this six-sided box, because the questions are asked from here. Clear. Now let's go to the posterior wall, each by each, same way. The posterior wall, what I told you, it contains what? It contains your pyramidal eminence. So pyramidal eminence, it is basically what? From here the tendon to the stapes muscle is attached to the neck of the stapes. That is the pyramidal eminence. That is the thing written here. Let's see the additus adentum. Additus adentum, we already know it is what it is do. It basically connects your antrum to your atic wall. That is the function, nothing else. Okay, fair enough. Next thing, if you see here, is your facial recess. Facial recess, I have already told you in this diagram. If you see, this is the chordae tympani. This is the your facial. So facial recess is basically what? Facial recess have a and laterally we are finding what? Laterally we are finding chordae tympani, and medially we are finding your facial nerve. That's it. You should remember about the facial recess. Fair enough? Okay. And that's it. And if you talk about the why this facial recess is important, it is important because we can do, it is a route for posterior tympanoplasty. What is posterior tympanoplasty? In this, the canal is intacted. Okay, the canal is not destroyed or something. It is always intacted here. So we can do operations here, and the facial recess is important for this. Okay, fine. Okay, this is the done. Posterior wall is done. Now let's go to the medial wall that we are going to talk about. Medial wall is important because there is another thing. There is a bulge. What is this bulge? This is basically the promontory. It is basically, what is promontory? It is basically, if you talk about it, it is bulged due to basal coil of the cochlea. If this is the cochlea, it will do something. It will bulge out. So that is the basal coil of the cochlea that is going out. So clear. Then we have this oval window. This oval window is important where, because it attaches with the foot plate of the stapes muscle, or with the annular ligament. Important point. It attaches with the foot plate of stapes muscle is fixed here by the annular ligament, and it is also known as fenestra vestibuli. Fenestra vestibuli. Always remember. Okay, clear. Then we have a round ligament. Round ligament, it is known as fenestra cochlea, and it is covered by secondary tympanic membrane. If you see here, I have written fenestra cochlea covered by the secondary tympanic membrane. Important thing, there is processus cochleariformis. What is processus cochleariformis? If you see this diagram, this is processus cochleariformis. It's just anterior to the oval window. Okay, this is a facial nerve that is going. This is the your oval window, is a pyramid. This is a round window, and this is the processus cochleariformis. Processus cochleariformis is basically hook-like. It's look like hook. So what is it? Is a hook-like projection anterior to the oval window. This is oval window. There is a tendon of tensor tympani turn around it to the handle of malleolus. So as you see this diagram, there is a canal for tensor tympani going here. So the tensor tympani vessel basically turns around it to attach to the handle of malleus. Okay, that's it. Important point is marks the level of first genu of the facial nerve. This is important. So it marks the genu of first facial nerve. So this is important. Facial nerve is going mark the genu of first facial nerve. That's why processus cochlear formation is important. Okay, done. The sinus tympani. The sinus tympani, if you see this diagram again, the sinus tympani is this. Medially we will find the pyramid. Medially we find the pyramid. This is sinus tympani. And superior we find ponticulus and inferior we find subculum. Let me show you this diagram. This is the section of the middle ear we have taken. This is first is known as promontory. Second is processus cochlear formis. Third is facial nerve. Fourth is oval window. Fifth is horizontal canal. Sixth is this pyramid eminence. Seventh is this ponticulus. Eighth is sinus tympani. Okay. Ninth is your subculum. So superior to this pyramid is what? Sorry, superior to this what we are saying? Chorda tympani. So superior to this chorda tympani, we have your ponticulus, and just below this we have subculum. Eighth number is chorda tympani. Just below it we have subculum posteriorly, and inferiorly we have your ponticulus. That's why you have written medial to the pyramid. Superior is ponticulus, inferior is subculum. Okay. Till now we have done the walls now. Now we are going to do the mastoid system. See this mastoid system, it is basically what? Atic, adductus addentrum and your mastoid itself. So this is how it is connecting. Okay. Nothing here. The diagram only. Important point is McEwan's triangle, also known as suprameatal triangle. This is important. See, if you see this diagram, McEwan's triangle. This is the external auditory canal. Above it we are finding a linea temporalis. We are finding a tangent to the posterior margin of the external auditory canal in the spine of Henle. More better diagram is, if I make you see, this is superior border, or known as supramastoid crest, above part. Posteriorly what we are finding? Line adjacent to the posterior segment of the external auditory canal. And anterior border we are finding suprameatal spine of Henle. This is the thing. Okay. This is the McEwan's triangle, and that helps to identify where is the mastoid antrum. For surgery we can do it. Surgeon identify this like this. We have some types of mastoid. We have cellular, we have diploitic, we have sclerotic. Cellular is basically well pneumatized. It will have many air cells. It will be thin septa. Diploitic will be basically we have narrow spaces and few air cells. Sclerotic acellular, it has no air cells. It have dense bones. That is the thing. Then we have some mastoid air cells by location. So if you see this diagram here, we have according to the locations we have divided the mastoid air cells from different areas. Okay, so we have this zygomatic cells on the zygoma of it. We have some peritubular cells on the eustachian tube. We have this perisinus cells on above the sinus plate. So retrofacial cell along the facial nerve, marginal cell, tip cells, squamous cells on the squamous area. So these are the basically you can see mastoid air cells by location. Zygomatic root of the zygoma, tegment cell, tegment, tegment, entry, perisinus cell, over sinus plate, tip cells, marginal cells, also. Why this is important? Importance you should know. The clinical point is, if say there is a middle ear infection, so what will happen? The abscesses may form in relation to these cells. Okay, so it may be located far from the mastoid region. If not, you should see, the surgeon might see or someone will see, the abscesses will be formed not only this mastoid region, just away from the mastoid region also, because of these air cells. That's the thing. Okay, great. Now this is corner septum. This corner septum, it is basically what it is. First of all, understand this corner septum. It is like this. Uh, we have the superficial air cells first in the mastoid area. Then we have this corner septum. Then deep to it lies deep air cells. So if surgeon is finding an antrum, how it will find? It will find. It will go like this. So it is basically a bony landmark. So by mistake, sometimes what happens, the surgeon might uh, look it as end of the bone, so it might stop the surgery there only. You might say that end is here, so let's stop it here. But the thing is, we have deep air cells just below this corner septum also, so it has at a pseudo landmark. How it is made? It is basically, if you see, the persistent the petrosquamal suture as bony plate. Clinical body present difficulty in locating antrum and deep cells. Incomplete removal of these septum needs review. That is the corner septum for you. Okay. If you see this diagram here, this is the corner septum. This is the squamous cells. This is the petrosal cell. This is the antrum, and this is the corner septum. So if someone is doing the surgery, it might stop here. It won't go up till here. Okay. Next thing is the ossicles of the middle ear. First of all, what happens? How does the sound transmission happen? The first go tympanic membrane, then malleus, incus, stapes, then the oval window. This is the how the sound transmission happens. So if you see this malleus, where is malleus? This is the malleus. You have a head, there is a neck, there is an anterior process, this is lateral process, that is a handle. So if you see the lateral process, important is what? Lateral process, it has give attachment to what? It give two things, that is lateral medial fold and anterior medial fold. See this diagram, there is this lateral medial fold and anterior medial fold, and there is head, handle. Handle is also known as manubrium. Handle is also known as manubrium. Okay, handle is known as manubrium. As you saw, it is embedded in the fibrous tissue of the tympanic membrane. Incus is basically this incus body, short process, long process, lenticular process. Stapes, head, posterior crest, foot plate. Foot plate attaches with the oval window. So, okay, great. So we have done this middle ear cavity. If you see the buzzwords, middle ear cleft consists of cavity, tube, editors, antrum, air cells. Divisions are epi, meso, hypo. 6 walls are there. Okay. Facial recess is there. Promontory is basal cells of cochlea, cochlear formation process, first genu of 7th. McEwan's triangle, mastoid landmark, cornea septum removed to reach antrum, ossicle, maxical. So by this we have completed the middle ear cavity. I hope you must have understood it. So in the next session we are going to talk about the external ear. Thank you.